That is how Karl got me out in red light, green light. And then I got to meet Mr. Beast himself. What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what it was like to be a part of Mr. Beasts Squid Game for 456,000. And for starters, we got to talk about how I got in. Mr. Beast was having a live stream where he was selling shirts and hoodies to try and help fund the project, but also 100 people who bought shirts during the live stream or within that 48-hour window would be getting selected to be a part of the Squid Game. To be exact, it was this shirt. The shirt finally came in and oh man, it just brought back all the happiness. Also, hopefully my hair looks okay, or tell me I need a haircut in the comments. I got into the live stream about 5 minutes into it being open because I love Mr. Beast and I figured might as well check it out. He doesn't live stream. Hearing about the shirts and stuff, I figured you'd have a better chance if I bought early, so I purchased it. I was watching the live stream all day, checking things out, never saw my name, and I kind of forgot about it. 2 days later, I got this phone call.
I know this is really, it sounds far-fetched and it's kind of crazy, but yeah. I promise you that we are legit. Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Hope you have a nice day.
I'm literally shaking. I just got a call from North Carolina saying that I got selected for the Mr. Beast Squid Games. And if that is true, I'm gonna have to get to training. Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light. Green light. Unfortunately, I don't have the beginning of the phone call because it was just a random phone call from North Carolina. There was no heads up letting me know that this was legit. No emails, no nothing. It was just a phone call. I said, hello? They said, hey, this is blah, blah, blah with Mr. Beast. And I said, stop! You're kidding, right? Immediately, I was like, YouTube potential. So I'm trying to grab my camera, which is on my shelf over here. And I'm proceeding to fall over everything while I'm on the phone with this very nice lady. I was like, out of breath. I'm like, sorry, I tripped. But what she doesn't know is like my heart rate is going 7,000 miles a minute. I'm just... After the phone call, I had to tell the important people. So I called a couple friends.
Hello.
Hi, Jared.
What's up, dude?
I just got a pretty crazy phone call. I just got called and I may be participating in Mr. Beast's Squid Game.
No way.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm gonna,
You better get your shit together and record.
That's what I'm saying. I'm recording right now. Say hi to YouTube, Jared.
What's up, YouTube? Dude, that's legit. I can't wait to see you. I'll cheer you on.
I'm gonna cry, bro. This is nuts. Work? Hi, Jess. This is Dustin. Hey, so I had a scheduling thing that just came up. I just got a call from, there's this big thing that I was entered into, this giant game. It sounds weird. Have you seen Squid Game? There's a YouTuber who's doing Squid Game, Mr. Beast, if you know who that is. And I got entered in and got it picked to be in his game to win $500,000.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I was wondering, I was like, could I not work on the 7th?
No, you're gonna have to stay and work shift.
Shoot. And last but not least, my mom. You gotta call your best friend, you gotta call work, and then call your mom.
Hello, handsome.
Hi, Mom.
What's up?
I got some big news.
What?
So, remember when I told you about that YouTuber, Mr. Beast? Started his own. Yeah, that guy?
Mm-hmm.
There's this new show that came out called Squid Game. He's gonna do his own version of that. And he said if you buy a t-shirt or a hoodie, you have the chance to get entered in. And I bought a t-shirt, and I just got the phone call, and I'm gonna be flown out to North Carolina to go participate in his games for $500,000.
You're lying.
I'm not kidding.
What?
Yeah,
Are you seriously?
I'm 100% serious.
Oh my god, wow. Really?
I haven't stopped shaking for the last 20 minutes. All I gotta say, Mom, is if I win, you're retiring.
Wow. Well, we'll see what happens, honey.
Well,
That's crazy.
isn't that f***ing crazy?
Yeah, that is really crazy.
It's crazy because, like, I was literally telling you yesterday, 2 days ago, a week ago about how YouTube is my dream and I want to pursue this. This is what I want to do. And now this opportunity comes up. The guy who I'm aspiring to be like just put me into his competition.
Wow, that's crazy.
This
Awesome.
this
Whatever
doesn't feel
works.
real.
Okay, well, I gotta get back to work, dude.
Okay, I love you, Mom.
All right,
Have a
love
good
you
day.
too. Wow, bye.
This is insane. For people curious, Mr. Beast paid for all of the flights and hotels for everyone who was a fly-in to the competition. He's a wonderful human. I flew on down there, met up with a few friends who unfortunately got out in the games as well. And we got ready and got set for the Squid Game. We had to be up and on the bus by 5:30 a.m. So honestly, the first challenge was not red light, green light. The first challenge was trying to wake up at 4:45 in the morning and making sure I didn't miss this bus. Because they said, if you do not make it on the bus, you do not come to the competition. We arrived at the facility around 7:30 a.m. But just so you know, anything time-wise that I say from here on out is all a guess. We were not allowed to bring anything to the facility. You don't want someone's phone going off while you're competing for $500,000. All that we could bring was the clothes on our back. We all hopped in line, got kitted out with our numbers. I was number 123. Not in a bad way, but it kind of felt like walking around a prison yard. You know, we were all like slowly forming groups and everyone's in these identical jumpsuits. They're all just sitting back, chilling, looking at you. It looked like a scene from prison, but it didn't feel like prison. It was awesome. They had a Starbucks truck. They had a little taco truck. I don't think prison has taco trucks. They gave us like beanbags, Jenga, stuff to hang out while we were waiting for filming to start. But we had zero clue of when filming was gonna start, which happened to be like 9 hours later. It took a long time of getting everyone situated, getting ready to go. Every single person in the challenge got $2,000. So yeah, I won $2,000! Now, into the juiciness. I kept saying that I got out because of Karl. This is something that I wanted to talk more in detail about. It's hard to just explain Karl and I got out because we were memeing with each other. Karl is one of my favorites, and he's just this goofy guy who's super funny, so being able to see him in person was so awesome, let alone getting to talk to him. I was in a red light, and Karl was like 2 feet away from me, just looking at me. I was like, stopped, and Karl's right over there. I said, Karl, don't you dare come over here. And then he just kind of went like this. Now picture, I'm still in red light. Here comes Karl right next to my face like this. And he's like, what was that? It's like, Karl, get away from me. And then he moved in front of me. When the green light went off, we were still staring each other down for the entirety of this. And it was a green light. So my strategy was to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and I was gonna do that whole way down, no more than 3. If you get greedy, you lose. I felt like 3 was an adequate number of steps that you could A, make good progress, and B, not have a red light called in between that. So I went 1, 2, 3, and there still wasn't a green light. I was still looking at him, so my brain slipped up a little bit, and I went 4, 5, and on 5, Jimmy said red light. I was like, please no, and I did up. When I stopped, and Karl and I were just kind of looking at each other. I can't get his little giggle out of my head. He went, oh, when he was staring at me, and just kind of went like this as my squib popped. And I was like, no, dude. So in the end of things, that is how Karl got me out in red light, green light. So to this comment, who asked, did you see or meet Karl? Yes, I did. And he got me out. I keep making jokes about it, and I feel like if he ever saw this, he would understand the joke. I'm not actually mad at Karl. I was having the time of my life. Meeting these guys was so much fun, and I was making a fun experience out of it. Yes, I'm competing for 456,000, but I'm also out there in the time of our lives. One thing that they reminded us is that one person's walking home with 456,000. So don't forget to have fun. And that's exactly what I did. I was making the most of this experience and making sure that I didn't come home with this sour memory of how awful it was because I got out in the first game. I got out in a way that was memorable and makes me laugh. So that's what matters most. So no, we will not be starting a hate train for this lovely human right here. And speaking of lovely humans, one of the main behind the scenes things that I feel like most people are curious about is what are these guys like when the cameras are off? Do they turn into these snobby guys who just hate the world and they're only here for money? No, they do not. It's easy to see their personalities and see that it's not just an act through YouTube, and that shined through even when the cameras weren't rolling, while we were on set or offset and we could hear the guys. First and foremost, while Mr. Beast was trying to film the intro, he was standing there and he turned around and he said, "Hey guys, I'm sorry if I mess up the intro a few times. This is the most people that I've ever filmed in front of." And he's just this quirky and goofy guy. That's who he is, and it's obvious to see through his videos, but you never know until you meet him in person. And for someone with 82 million subscribers to be nervous in front of 456 people, it's fun. His personality is just there, and he's the exact guy who you think he would be off camera. Along with that, the whole squad of Karl, Chris, Chandler, Tyreek, and Nolan, they are all just funny guys who make for a great group. Literally, we were standing outside of the arena trying to get ready to walk in, and there was this guy named Adam who was the big guy trying to keep us in line, keep us quiet, so that way the filming turned out fine. And all you can hear in the background is Karl on the microphone, and he's singing Breaking Free from High School Musical.
We're soaring, flying.
When Mr. Beast was trying to record just about anything, Karl was goofing around and he broke his mask. He had it like this, so it was only covering the top half of his face. They were goofing around and they were having a lot of fun with everything. And that's why I was coming at it from that sort of perspective as well. This is a huge experience and you want to have a good memory of it. You don't want to just think of it as this die-hard competition where you hate the results as long as they include you not winning, you know? So all in all, it was super fun to meet those guys, and they were all just as you'd expect, and I still love them as much as I did, if not more. I definitely love them more. They're such awesome people. In terms of people who I got to meet that was a part of that crew and talk to, the first of course would be Karl. He got me out. And then I also got to meet Chandler. I was sitting on the ground when I was out, and Chandler came by me and he looks at me and I said, "Hey Chandler, I have a proposition for you." I said, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "You sit here and I walk around in the red suit and get people out." And he looked at me, he said, "No." We talked for a second there, but then he had to get back on with everything. I also met Tyreek, who is the main cameraman for everyone. He was coming out after everyone had gotten done filming. Not me, of course, but everyone else who won. I got to give him some knucks, say what's up. He was super nice as well. And then I got to meet Mr. Beast himself! No! Get the camera! When I was sitting on the ground out, it was painful, but he was walking directly towards me, and I just reached out my fist and I said, "Jimmy, I appreciate you." And he looked me dead in the eyes, and he said, "I appreciate you," and gave me knuckles. And in that moment, my heart exploded with happiness. I could not be any more happy. In these games, it would have been hard to get time to sit down and talk with these guys. Sit down and talk with Mr. Beast. So literally getting knuckles and just having him say, "I appreciate you," my life is complete. I'm so happy. And all in all, with the experience, I've come out with a very positive outlook. I am not, when people are like, "Oh, you got out in red light, green light. You got out in red light, green light." it sucks a little bit, but there's no reason, like, that is simply a fact. It is what happened. I do not care. The only regret is getting out as early as I did, but I still got to meet all these guys, got $2,000 and a free vacation to North Carolina for 4 days, and I am in a YouTube video that has 100 million views in 4 days. This is insane. As a YouTuber, this is nuts. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I am so grateful for this shirt, and I'm so grateful for you guys watching and hearing about my experience. Being able to talk about this with you all is so wonderful. I'm so happy about all that. One thing that I wanted to mention about this video, none of it was fake or scripted. The only fake thing was the CGI, and it was so worth it to see in the end. Like I had said about the glass bridge, that bridge, yes, there's foam underneath it, but both sides look like they're just infinite drops. It just seemed like an infinite drop, and now understanding what they did with the CGI, my first time through, I didn't even notice it. It was so hard to pick up on because you're just watching everything that's happening. Like, he built all of the sets. He did a super good job. Adding in the CGI to make it look 1,000 times better was the only fake thing, and I promise you as a viewer, it was worth it. One last question that I got is, did I get to stay until the end after I got out, or what happened there? And unfortunately, I got flown home the next day after I got out. We had to go meet up with a guy, and he got our ticket information together at the hotel, and then I was flown home the next day. I didn't really tell anyone that I came home. The only person who knew was my mom, because I wanted to keep it as confidential as possible. I didn't want anyone making assumptions about how far I made it, how well I did. I just wanted everyone to see once the video comes out. And with that, that's the end. That's the behind the scenes, and that is a recap of my experience at Mr Beasts Squid Game for $456,000. This was by far one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had in my life, and I am so grateful to have had this chance. Maybe one day I could make it back out there again, but for now, I'm so happy with everything that happened, and I'm so happy for you guys. Now let's go hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and in order to do so, you better make sure that you've subscribed. You might as well throw a like while you're at it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.